If you're over 60 and keep waking up at 2 or 3 in the morning, wide awake, staring at the ceiling, you're not alone. And no, it's not just getting older. Many seniors fall asleep fine, but staying asleep becomes the real battle. You wake up to use the bathroom, or your mind starts racing, or your body feels alert for no clear reason. And once you're up, it takes forever to drift off again. Most people assume it's stress, or hormones, or just bad luck, so they try melatonin, herbal teas, even prescription pills. But here's what rarely gets explained. Deep sleep isn't about being exhausted. It's about your body feeling safe enough to stay asleep. And after 60, the signals that keep you asleep through the night can weaken. When that happens, even small disturbances wake you up. This is where things get interesting. There's a simple kitchen ingredient, something almost everyone has, that may help support those nighttime signals naturally. Onion, not as a salad topping, not as a seasoning, used in a very specific way. In this video, I'll show you 4 methods, ranked from gentle to strongest, that many seniors use to support deeper rest. You don't need all 4, but one of them might be exactly what your body has been missing. Let's start by understanding why onion can affect sleep at all. Many people think sleep problems after 60 happen because the body is worn out. But that's rarely the full story. Most nighttime waking happens because the body doesn't fully shift into deep repair mode. Your brain has 2 main settings, alert mode and restore mode. In your younger years, the switch between them happens smoothly. After 60, that switch can become weaker. Stress hormones may stay slightly elevated. Blood sugar may dip in the early morning hours. Digestion may stay active longer than it should. All of this sends a subtle signal to the brain. Stay half awake. And half awake brains don't stay asleep for long. Here's where onion becomes interesting. Onions contain natural plant compounds that support circulation, metabolic balance, and gut health. And your gut and brain communicate constantly, especially at night. When digestion is steady and internal stress signals are lower, the brain feels safer staying in deep sleep cycles. This isn't a sedative effect, it's a regulation effect. Deep rest isn't about being unconscious. It's about stability. Traditional cultures have used onion in evening meals for centuries, not as a sleep pill, but as a calming food that helps the body settle. Modern research now supports parts of this idea, showing that certain compounds in onion can influence oxidative stress and inflammatory pathways, both of which affect sleep quality. So instead of forcing sleep, onion may help support the internal balance that allows sleep to deepen naturally. And before we move into the first method, take a moment to like this video and subscribe. This channel is designed for seniors to discover how simple food choices can lead to a powerful, healthy comeback. Now let's begin with the gentlest way to try this. Method 4. Add cooked onion to dinner. Let's start with the gentlest way to try this. Simply add cooked onion to your evening meal. That's it. Nothing extreme, nothing complicated. Cooking makes onions softer, sweeter, and much easier to digest than eating it raw. And that matters, because after 60, digestion becomes more sensitive. Anything that feels heavy or irritating at night can quietly interfere with sleep later on. When included as part of a balanced dinner, cooked onion's natural fiber may support steadier digestion, which can help reduce overnight disturbances for some people. Here's why that can matter. Sometimes those 2 or 3 a.m. wake-ups aren't random. They can be linked to subtle digestive activity or small blood sugar shifts during the night. When the body senses imbalance, it briefly becomes more alert, not fully awake, just enough to pull you out of deeper sleep. Adding a moderate amount of cooked onion to dinner may help create a smoother internal rhythm overnight, not by sedating you, not by forcing sleep, but by helping the body feel less reactive during those early morning hours. You don't need a large portion. Half of a medium onion, lightly sautéed with vegetables or mixed into soup or lean protein, is enough to test the effect. Keep it simple. The key is consistency. Try it for a few evenings in a row rather than once and deciding it didn't work. Many seniors who use this approach describe a subtle difference. First, waking up fewer times or falling back asleep more easily. It's a mild method, a starting point. But the next one adds something extra, warmth before bed. And warmth can change how quickly the body begins to unwind. Let's move to method number 3. Method 3, warm onion broth before bed. Now we move one step stronger. Instead of just eating onion at dinner, this method uses warmth to help your body unwind before sleep. Warm onion broth. There's something powerful about warmth in the evening. Think about how your body feels after a warm shower or a cup of tea. Muscles loosen, breathing slows. The body starts shifting toward rest. Warm liquids, especially about 30 to 60 minutes before bed, can gently encourage that transition. But remember to keep the portion small to avoid nighttime bathroom trips. Onion broth adds another layer. When onion is simmered slowly in water, its plant compounds infuse into the liquid. You're not eating a heavy meal. You're giving your body a light, soothing signal that the day is ending. And that signal matters. As we age, the body doesn't always switch from day mode to night mode as easily. A calming ritual before bed can help that shift happen more smoothly. To prepare it, simply slice half an onion, simmer it in water for about 10 to 15 minutes, strain it, and sip the warm broth slowly. No need to make it strong. Gentle is enough. Some people like to add a pinch of salt. Others prefer it plain. What many seniors notice with this method isn't immediate drowsiness. It's a softer landing into sleep. The body feels heavier. Breathing becomes steadier. The mind doesn't race as quickly. This approach works well for those who feel tense at night or who find their bodies still activated when they lie down. It's still mild, still food-based. But the next method works differently, through breathing. And that shift can feel faster for some people. Method 2. Gentle onion steam inhalation. Now this method works differently. It doesn't involve eating or drinking anything. It focuses on breathing. As we age, nighttime breathing can become slightly shallower. Even mild nasal dryness or congestion can make sleep lighter without you realizing why. You may not feel fully blocked, but small airflow discomfort can lead to more tossing, turning, and brief wake-ups. Warm, humid air on its own can be helpful. Humidity softens nasal tissues and makes breathing feel smoother. That alone can create a more relaxed transition into sleep. The onion plays a secondary role here. When sliced and placed in warm water, it releases a noticeable aroma. Some people find that this natural scent creates a mild clearing sensation in the nose. Not a structural change, not a medical treatment, just a subtle sensory effect that makes breathing feel easier. And perception matters. When breathing feels comfortable, the body tends to settle more deeply. To try this, slice a small amount of onion, place it in a bowl of warm, not boiling water, and sit nearby. Breathe normally for 5 to 7 minutes. Keep it gentle. No deep inhaling, no extreme heat. If the aroma feels too strong, move farther away. For some seniors, the combination of warmth, humidity, and sensory stimulation becomes a calming pre-bed ritual. The body begins associating that moment with winding down. This method may be especially helpful if you wake up with a dry mouth or feel like your breathing shifts during the night. It's simple and quick. But the final method works internally in a more concentrated way, and for some people, that's where they notice the most meaningful change. Let's move to method number 1. Method 1. Lightly fermented onion in the evening. Now we come to the strongest approach. Lightly fermented onion in the evening. This method works differently from the others because fermentation changes how onion behaves in the body. When onion is lightly fermented, meaning it's soaked in salt water for a few days, natural bacteria begin breaking down its sugars and fibers. This process creates beneficial compounds that are easier to absorb and gentler on digestion for many people. And here's why that matters for sleep. Your gut and your brain are in constant communication. Researchers now know that the state of your gut microbiome can influence mood, stress response, and even sleep patterns. When gut bacteria are balanced, the body tends to regulate stress hormones more smoothly, and smoother regulation often means fewer nighttime disruptions. Fermented foods have been studied for their potential to support this balance. They don't knock you out, they don't act like medication, but over several evenings, they may help the body settle into a steadier rhythm. To try this, take a small portion, about 1 tablespoon, of lightly fermented onion in the early evening, ideally with food, not right before bed. Give your body time to process it. You don't need a large amount. More is not better. Some seniors who try this method report that by the second or third night, they experience longer stretches of uninterrupted sleep or find it easier to return to sleep if they wake briefly. The change is usually subtle at first. Less restlessness, fewer early morning alerts. This method is not for everyone, especially if you have severe reflux or are highly sensitive to fermented foods. But for many people, this internal approach creates the most noticeable shift. Now, Let's talk about what you should realistically expect in the first 3 nights and why consistency matters. Now let's set realistic expectations. The goal isn't to feel sedated. If you're expecting to feel knocked out, you'll be disappointed. That's not how this works. Night 1 is usually subtle. You might not even notice a big difference. Some people describe feeling slightly more settled when they lie down, or falling asleep a little faster. Night 2 is often where small improvements become clearer. Maybe you wake up once instead of twice. Maybe you return to sleep without checking the clock. By night 3, the pattern becomes easier to judge. Not dramatic, not perfect, but steadier. Now, here's why it doesn't work for some people. The first mistake is using too much. More onion does not equal better sleep. In fact, overdoing it can create stomach discomfort, which makes sleep worse. The second mistake is trying everything at once. Pick one method and stay with it for a few nights. Jumping between approaches makes it hard to know what's helping. The third mistake is timing. Don't introduce new habits right before getting into bed. Give your body at least 30 to 60 minutes to settle. And finally, consistency matters. One attempt won't show you much. A short trial of several evenings gives your body time to respond. Now let's finish with a few simple safety notes and how to choose the method that fits you best. Before you try any of these methods, there are a few simple things to keep in mind. If you are allergic to onions, obviously skip this. If you take blood-thinning medication or have a sensitive stomach, severe reflux, or IBS, start gently or speak with your healthcare provider first. Fermented foods especially may not suit everyone. This isn't about forcing your body, it's about working with it. Also remember, you don't need all 4 methods. Choose the one that feels the most natural to you. If you prefer food-based solutions, start with dinner. If you like calming rituals, try the warm broth. If breathing comfort matters to you, experiment with gentle steam. If you're open to gut support, test the fermented option. Keep it simple. Most people don't notice progress in a dramatic way. They notice it quietly. One morning you wake up and realize you don't remember checking the clock at 3 a.m., or you wake up feeling less tense and more rested, or your mood feels lighter because your sleep fell deeper. That's how improvement usually shows up. Now I'd love to hear from you, and I personally read every comment. Which method are you going to try first? Or have you already used onion this way? Share below. We're building a community here for strong comebacks. So subscribe, hit the bell icon, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. If this was helpful and you want to support the effort behind it, give this video a like and share it with someone you love. Join me in the next video. I've got more surprises waiting for you.